Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I hope you're doing absolutely splendid. Let's start with something a little bit different. We're going to do a deep dive into a debate that the person you're seeing on screen there, Pearl Davis, I think her @ is It's Pearly Things, did. And from what I could tell, Cole went through, it was a long debate and clipped key moments, so that's what I'm going off of. From what I've seen, and you'll watch these clips, it was a lot over like men versus women, hardship, and who's really oppressed. And Pearl got notoriety for, ready, this sums up her career, okay? Women suck. And then just boom, 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 boom. Right-wing men, subscribe. It's a really simple grift. You can just go, hello, I am blank identity group that you take issue with. In her case, it's women. And I'm here to tell you, you're right. We suck. All of us. And then people eat it up for some reason. It's such an overdone grift, but it continues to work. And this debate, I'm honestly less interested in the substance and more interested in just how brutally on a debate front it went for her, where at different points she just went silent and the crowd was like, wait, Pearl? But before we get into that, let me, if you're not familiar with her, introduce you to who we're talking about and who will have this epic collapse in debate terms on stage against her opponent, as she's arguing women are the real problem, men are the real oppressed, and that's the framework. And also, hey, did I mention women suck? Okay, that's kind of her thesis. Is that fair, Cole? Is that a fair summarization? Again, he's the one who had to be tortured by watching the whole thing. But here's a couple of clips to just introduce you to her ideology.
Evil.
Oh, yeah. I think women are evil in general.
Yeah, I know men are evil, but I think... Don't get me wrong, men are evil, but women, man, they take evil to a...
But these bitches are crazy. It's just crazy these conversations are out there being had. And of course, number one, they come off kind of grifty or from a really hurt heart, maybe. Like maybe there's some self-hatred there. I don't know. But they're pretty uninteresting in general because it's like almost every adult has matured past the point of analyzing the world through such a stigma-heavy, simplified, bias-confirming, responsibility-obfuscating lens. Does that make sense? That chooses an identity group that they want to blame for all of their problems or answer all of their questions about the world. And you see this with different groups, and then just project everything onto them through stereotypes or whatever. And for Pearl, it's all about doing that with the women and not being able to understand that any of these discussions seem to miss that with genders or with racial groups or whatever, there are good members of that group, there are bad ones, there are good leaders, there are bad leaders, there are intelligent people, there are dumb people. And it cracks me up. You remember when I had these debates with Isabella Moody and she would go, I just think women are dumb. And my response would be, no. Don't blame all of them for you. And Pearl does a similar thing. She's like, I just think we would be bad at leading. No. You would, but that's not a woman problem, right? That's a you problem. Just like how I don't think these two guys would be particularly good leaders. I don't actually know who they are, but then here's another example.
He just got found guilty in a civil trial. I don't know how the hell you get found civilly convicted of a crime if they haven't criminally prosecuted you.
Well, they don't have any evidence.
On top of that, it happened 30 years ago. There's no videotape. He was found guilty of rape. What was that lady's name?
Jean Carroll.
Yeah,
something like that.
How in the hell and I bet you a majority of that damn jury was females.
Oh, and now judges are becoming more female too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So their question is, they don't know what the civilly liable thing is. And then she's going like, yeah, probably it was because it was women. That's probably what screwed over Trump in this trial. And also probably judge. Little do they know. Quick Google search, you can find out in the initial E. Jean Carroll civil trial in May 2023, the jury consisted of 6 men and 3 women. How are you just going to throw these points around and not check them? I do not get it. Some other highlights from her to introduce you in case you don't know. Pearl said, the right woman is the dumbest argument. Oh, just find a woman who won't divorce you, falsely accuse of abuse, and take your money. So simple. Even good women do the wrong thing when the government, corporations, and the culture is encouraging her to go that direction. That's something that will come with the debate. It's not even that she just does the, we need to go back to when women filled XYZ role or stayed in XYZ position. Her thing is just kind of like the black pill nihilistic version of women hatred, which is not even proposing a solution. So there's not even an outdated or like quote unquote traditional solution she's proposing. She's just like, you're never going to have a happy relationship because of women. Then she said, women are not more emotionally intelligent than men. In fact, we are not intelligent at all. Which by making that point, you don't prove your point, you just prove it about yourself as an individual. Okay, so then this is a little compilation of some of the worst moments, and then we'll dive into individual ones from this debate. And Ana Kasparian is who she's debating. Please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show and this particular breakdown. I think we're going to have some fun.
Are you just making things up?
No.
Pearl, what are you doing?
Pearl.
Like, seriously. Next question.
Ding dong. Anyone home?
How many?
So, podcast listeners, picture two people standing on a stage in front of a crowd debating, and at multiple points, she just freezes. Her brain just shuts off.
Women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country. So a lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
Pearl isn't saying anything.
The crowd is so confused. So that's just a compilation to warm you up and to show you why the debate went viral. And then last thing before diving into individual clips that Cole pulled, and I do appreciate him bearing through that conversation. What an amazing person, this producer, this guy we call
Clean, beautiful Cole.
I was trying to compliment you and you stole my mojo. This is her reflection on the debate where she says, you know, I was considering just beating up Ana Kasparian physically.
I thought about it. I'm like, you can talk like this to men, but I'm bigger than you. I could body you. Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
I forgot that phrase. I could body you. I could body you.
I will, yeah.
Still here.
I know, but I have this fear in me of the police. I never want to like get in trouble in that way. But you know, I'm getting older, and have you noticed the older you get, I'm like, do you know what? I could catch a charge.
Okay. That's, you know, you've lost the debate badly whenever you're talking about how you were fantasizing about physically attacking the person that you were debating. All right, let's pick up here in these debate moments. Here we go. And this is from a channel titled Word War Debate. You get it? Like a world war, but word war.
Do you know how much daycare costs?
You wanted to be men. Here
Do you know how much daycare costs? Do you think it's free?
Let her answer. Let her answer.
A lot of things are expensive, Anna. I mean, it's men.
That's not an answer.
Women have 85% of consumer spending. Women spend money all the time. You spend money on hair dye. You spend money on Botox. You spend money.
You should think about it.
Oh, I forgot that I put that one first. Okay, I do not endorse such jokes. Oh, okay. Now I get why the physical assault was on the table. No, I'm kidding. That's crazy.
You spend money on Botox. You spend money.
You should think about it.
No. I don't endorse that. there is some substantive points that get made. That was wow. She just got verbally bodied, okay, and I hate it, and I don't think that's how this debate should be, etc.
I sure am.
You spend money all of the time.
Yep.
So you wanted to be men, here it is. You're equal. Pay for daycare.
Equality means that when you have a child or children, you're both responsible. So the idea that the woman should take 100% of the costs on herself without any help from her husband or ex-husband is ridiculous. How is that fair?
Well, how is it fair that he doesn't get 50-50 custody?
Well, first of all, why are you asserting that they don't?
It's 50% his DNA. Why can't he have 50% custody? Where
there
has
was a
feminists
study.
been? I've been
Let
on
me answer your question, even though I should be interrogating you. I'll answer your question. Massive study out of Massachusetts that looked at 24,000 divorces. In those 25 divorces, they found that in only 8% of cases did men ask for custody. 8%.
Right, because the average American...
That's funny. That's kind of a funny... Again, I'm trying not to get too into the substance. This isn't really my area of expertise, but it is an interesting argument from Pearl to be like, well, then why can't they get split custody? To which all these guys are like, no. Whoa, Pearl. I don't know about that. Now, of course, it's all these things are on a case-by-case basis. And sometimes people of either gender get completely wronged in the court system and the determinations that get made about custody or about any of these other issues relating to raising a kid. And that can happen. And that should be addressed and people should be advocated for. But of course, there's a broader narrative going on here from Pearl, and a lot of context, or all of it, in most of her points is missing. And anytime you'll see this come up multiple times, Anna tries to bring it back to, as you heard there, like more empirical data. Pearl gets flustered.
You have to provide, look, Pearl, I am open to be convinced, but I need more than anecdotes. I need more than vibes and feelings. Because we're talking about something serious here. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about the shared responsibility of raising children. That, of course, includes the cost.
90% of disputed custody goes to women. That's not equal.
90%? That's a totally made up statistic. Where are you citing that from?
All right, let's take a break there because our time actually ran out.
She just got custody of your face. In your face. Wowza. So listen here for a second. I was looking into some of these numbers when I was reviewing these clips, and Pearl seems to be wrong on that. And there's a really high percentage in general of who gets primary custody, and that being more likely to go to the woman. But as was referenced in the clip before that, whenever men actually are in a place where it would make sense and advocate for themselves, like they really go and they petition for the custody, then their likelihood increases a lot, which makes sense. And in a lot of the cases, there isn't actually a dispute going on, and there's not advocacy on the part of the men for the custody. In the same way that it's coming from the woman. So all these stats, now we're getting into the substance, but require a little bit of investigation. You can see how they get twisted to craft a certain worldview, as Pearl is trying to do. And again, it's not that in this crazy world we're in, there aren't plenty of ways where men are disproportionately impacted by certain issues, just like how there's all these ways that women are disproportionately impacted by particular issues. But that nuance and like good faith engagement with the complexities of our world and how different members of different identity groups are impacted differently is completely missed, and it almost feels unproductive when you're engaging with someone with Pearl's ideology, right? There's fascinating discussions about how we improve everyone's lives, and then looking into, depending on the person and their socioeconomic status and their identity, how they can be best uplifted. That's a great and fascinating conversation. And it's not someone who's doing a pretty grifty low level, surface level rhetorical thing is going to be productive and engaging in. Here's a little bit more.
Included in combat.
Yes.
Okay.
Do what the men do.
Fair.
Do what the men do.
Yeah, fair. Agreed. Next. Next? Nothing? Okay.
So podcast listeners, I know you're missing some of the visual elements. Just when it goes quiet, Pearl's doing like the, this emoji that's like, ow, oh my gosh, my forearm just got a cramp. That was crazy. That emoji, that's what she's doing. She's like, What? Am I supposed to talk? That was crazy.
Next? Nothing? Okay. I want to know what your ideal woman is, because if you are a traditional conservative woman who's married, staying at home, raising kids, you trash them.
There's no such thing as a traditional woman.
So this gets to the next part, which is like, wait, what is it that you're even advocating for? We hear what you're advocating against loud and clear and aggressively and repetitively and griftily. But what is it that you're advocating for? Because as Anna mentioned, when it's a more traditional setup, you bash people. When it's a more, what do you want to call it, modern woke arrangement, maritally or relationally or feministically, you trash it. So what is it that you're even advocating for? That's being missed in all this.
Raising kids, you trash them.
There's no such thing as a traditional woman. They cannot be traditional in 2025 because women will always have the leverage.
What does that mean? What does it mean that women will always have the leverage?
Women have child support to fall back on. Women have alimony. So automatically,
10% of divorces end with alimony settlements.
And
10%.
And they go.
You just ignore the stats.
They
you
go
just move
from
on.
men to women. They go from men to women. Billions of dollars every year.
I thought you said earlier that women are paying alimony.
Billions of dollars of wealth every year is transferred from men to women. Mm-hmm.
Based on what? Where are you getting that information from? Are you just making it up?
Look, we have it. We're excited. We can get it to you at the end. You didn't want to submit. Where are your sources? You didn't want to submit them ahead of time. You did.
The Census Bureau, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I cited everything I mentioned.
Jamie, pull it up.
Pull it up. Pearl.
She's doing it again. Huh? I mean, depending on the financial situation of either person, after a divorce, money can also go from the woman to the man. And so that's also being missed. But it's crazy when I feel like, especially if you've done debates, and I've seen Pearl has done, excuse me, debates before, plenty. You gotta know that the easiest comeback from the person you're debating will be, where do you get those figures from? And you gotta be ready to at least vaguely, like, who was I debating? Who was I talking to who just went, oh, Michael Knowles. He went, a study out of, what was it? A study out of Germany? Like, they didn't say what it was, study out of Germany. Like, at least have something to kind of gesture towards where at least it feels like you're referencing something specific. And don't make it to where all it takes in the debate is for the person to go, oh yeah, cool. Where'd you get that from? For you to go, oh, you foiled my plan. Oh, okay, then this.
No personal attacks.
And how would you know what you get out of marriage if you haven't experienced marriage in the first place? I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I really hope that Pearl meets the love of her life and gets married. It's not about that. But you trash it without really understanding what the benefits are.
Why do we have
This is kind of a weird bend around where now the more liberal, and obviously Ana Kasparian's kind of a mixed bag of views, especially lately, and there was a cozying up era to MAGA, but like in general, it feels like this is kind of a right-wing versus left-wing debate where she's advocating for more gender equality and Pearl's advocating for who knows what. But it's interesting that even it is putting Anna in the position to go, hey, equal, mutually respectful relationships can be extremely valuable. Like, she's the one describing the merits of marriage, not in this really traditional, you have to have this particular role way, but just in a general bond between two equal people. And Pearl's the one, I guess, arguing against that, because like her argument is you can't ever possibly have a good relationship with women because they're evil.
Phrases like it's cheaper to keep her.
Oh, this is iconic. Okay, let's go back. So Anna is like laying out some stuff, and Pearl goes, okay, well, hold my beer. What do you say about this phrase? It's cheaper to keep her. What do you say about this phrase? Happy wife, happy life. What do you say about this phrase? Bitches are crazy. What do you say about all that? And Anna's like, those are catchphrases. I don't know. What am I supposed to say about them? Okay, ready? Let me go back a little.
Without really understanding what the benefits are.
Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper to keep her?
Pearl,
answer the question.
Divorce is expensive. And by the way, on purpose to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true. Same with happy husband, happy life. I don't want to come home to an angry husband.
But that's not a
what about happy man, happy fam? Ever heard of it? What about I'm gonna think of one, and so you listen to this. I'm gonna think of one. It's gonna be good.
I don't want to come home to an angry husband.
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any other like catchphrase?
What about he loves Jesus? That's a good penis. What about no wait, I'll keep thinking. If he
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any other like catchphrase or slogan you want to throw at me?
What do men get out of marriage?
They get a partner
that gains 25 pounds in the first 5 years.
Men get pretty fat too. I don't know if you've done a comparative analysis on that. They actually end up gaining more weight than their wives do.
Oh, hey. No kidding. I'm like, hey, whoa, chill. No, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That makes sense. I mean, anecdotally, let's be honest. Either partner I get when you're no longer like pursuing, trying to win over in like the peacock way of feeling like you can walk into a social setting of strangers and attract someone. It makes sense that in your single life, you're going to maybe put a little more effort into your physique. And then you get comfortable and, you know, you love each other for more than just that. And so then you get a little bit less disciplined on the physical front. You gain a little weight, whatever. But in my experience, I've seen couples where I see them when they meet and then I see them a few years later and the woman looks about the same. And the guy, he's been watching a lot of football. Okay, he's watching a lot of football with a lot of beer. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And either part of that could happen with, but it's so sad. This is what really breaks my heart. That's really Pearl's worldview, which is how could someone? You know what it really is? All this hatred she's spewing, all this misinformed, surface level, basic, simple, uninteresting, boring, grifting rhetoric she's spewing, it just comes from a place of her saying, who would possibly love me? So then she goes, what's in it for a man to ever be with a woman? And it's like, oh, that's sad. That's really sad that you feel that way. Because there's such beautiful, you know why? Because that's life. That's like why we're doing this. Or guys or girls, you know? Don't leave us out. It's
LGBTQ 2 minutes.
Thank you, Newsom. It is why, in my estimation, we're here, is that connection. Whether it's romantic or not, marriage or not, family building or not, that connection, mutual respect, growth through partnership, what? Banger, 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 alert, is like the whole fulfilling part of life to me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trump. I know, it really can get you going. Okay, let's see. Oh, that was so sad. She said, why would anyone ever love me? She didn't say that, but that's obviously what's happening. Well, maybe, I don't know, do this less, this little emoji, and then maybe. Because I'm sure there's some right-wing men who think this is what they want, but let's be honest. Everyone, not everyone, but I think it's so stimulating, exciting for people when you meet a potential partner and they feel valuable. They perceive themselves as valuable. And sitting across the table from someone like Pearl, you would just be like, dang, you really hate not just your whole gender, but yourself. I don't know. That's not going to be uplifting. That's not going to make for a fulfilling, adventurous, exciting, loving, mutually respecting relationship, you know? Sometimes you click on these videos because you think someone's going to get destroyed and you end up learning life. Like, it's really a beautiful thing. People come to me and they say, I clicked on this video because I thought I was going to get to see a MAGA star collapse. And I ended up hearing life-changing revelations. And I go, me? Not me.
Better. People literally,
What I'm curious about is whether or not the Pick Me Act ever resorted into anything positive for you.
Are you done?
I'm not.
All right, so I'm not either.
Okay, keep going.
Now, the other thing is, women.
Play that Michael Scott, Sometimes I Start a Sentence. Let's see.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
She goes, are you done? I have something to say. And Anna's like, go. And she's like, well, I didn't expect that.
All right, so I'm not either.
Okay, keep going.
Now, the other thing is, women fly planes, they crash them. Women aren't CEOs.
What are the stats on that? What are the stats on that?
You know, it's like feminists. They want stats that say water is wet.
Yeah, I want empirical evidence,
right,
to back up your arguments.
Because you want to be in control of telling people what to think and how to feel.
No, I want to be in.
What are you doing? What are you doing? That's what you're doing too. That's what we're all doing. I love when people are like, I am not telling you what I think you should believe. Hey, I am. Let me not do this weird like lie people do. I don't even want to influence your view. I'm just talking. I'm talking, and I hope you agree with me. And if you don't agree with me right now, I hope you come to agree with me. Well, do you always think you're right? While I believe something, doesn't mean I think I'm right about everything. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be wrong about some things. Of course. But the only reason I would say something is because I think I'm correct about it. Otherwise, I'd be lying. That would be bad. So that's what we're all kind of doing in this public square of giving our opinions. And so here is how Pearl reflected. Other than saying she wanted to beat up Anna, the title of her video reflecting on the debate was, I took an L, but Anna nagged men out of marriage anyways. And here was the intro to her live stream.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Yeah.
of Pearl Daily. That's what I did the other day.
Kind of.
All right, welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
How many people are on the Audacity Network? This is Luke Beasley on the Beasley Network.
I really appreciate you guys. I don't want to do this. I hate taking L's. I wish taking L's is just never fun. It's just never a fun experience for anybody involved. I think I might go on members only today.
So it's fun for the people who took the dub, I would say, probably, if you took the L. So she at least, to her credit, admits that she took an L there, which is, young people talk for lost. Took a loss to just kind of, and a dub is like a W, a win, or a victory, to use a different term. All right, fine. Well, what? That was 30 minutes? Time flies when you have fun. All right. What's that phrase for? Where'd that phrase come from? Why is that a catchphrase?